Hello, yoga community. It's Courtney with Grand Park. Welcome to your Yoga Ala retreat. And I hope that you had some sort of a rest last week with the Thanksgiving holiday. Today, I would like us to focus on settling our nervous system. So I'm reading this fantastic book. I hope I get the name right. Resmaa Menakem, who wrote this book called My Grandmother's Hands. And he talks a lot about the way that racialized trauma affects bodies, white bodies, bodies of color, police bodies. And I'm learning a lot about things that I know about yoga, but through a different lens of how we can heal our bodies. And he talks a lot in the book about the vagus nerve, which you may have heard me talk about before. The vagus nerve is part of our parasympathetic nervous system, and this helps us to rest, digest, to remain calm. And there's lots of different mindfulness techniques we can do to stimulate this nerve, to find ourselves in a state of calm. And the more times we can do that, the more times in our day-to-day life when we're just moving through the world that we can approach things with a sense of calm, no matter what's happening. And also when we settle our own nervous systems and other people are around us, their nervous systems can be settled by our nervous systems. So it's also like a really nice way when we make this time for ourselves to also help the other people that we come into contact with in our lives. So we're going to be doing a grounding yoga practice today. So really kind of feeling whatever is touching earth. And then we'll also incorporate some of the mindfulness techniques that Resmaa Menakem offers in his book. And I think that they're really simple things we can do. If any of them make you feel really, really calm and grounded, I would recommend taking them into your daily practices. So first, let's just find our comfortable seat. So you could do this part of practice sitting in a chair. I'm sitting on a yoga block. You could also just come to sit on a couch pillow. And then go ahead and rest your palms wherever they feel most comfortable. So maybe in the lap, maybe on the thighs. Go ahead and close your eyes and see if you can arrive into your breath, arrive into your body, and really giving yourself these 40-some minutes to ground and to settle your nervous system. So trying to remove any distractions, any tendencies to go up or get up and check the phone, to kind of, check email, whatever all the weird things we do when we're trying to do something else. So see if you can really give yourself this time to be here with your body and your breath. And then from here, we're going to do one of these mindfulness practices to try to get ourselves in the here and the now, to get ourselves into this state of calm. So we're going to go on a little journey. We'll stay seated as we are. We'll keep our eyes closed. And I want you here to imagine that you're floating in outer space. So feel yourself buoyant, light. And as you're looking around in space, see if you can really find the earth. Look down at the earth. Start to travel down to earth. Locate the country that you are in on the earth. Start to travel down to that country. Find your state, your city, your town. Start to travel down until you're hovering over the building that you are in now. So really feel yourself hovering above. Go ahead and let yourself come through the top of the building, through the ceiling of the room that you are in. Look down, see if you can see your body sitting as it's sitting. And then allow yourself to travel into your body, to allow yourself to sink into the shell of your body, sinking deeper into the muscles, the bones, the organs, all the bits of you. Really allow whatever is touching the earth to touch the earth. So if the soles of the feet are down, feel the feet on the earth. If your thighs or your knees are down, allow those to rest. Allow your hands to be heavy where they are. Allow your shoulders to come away from your ears. Your jaw to be soft. And together we'll take a few collective breaths, breathing and filling the shape of our body. So let your exhale come out. Through your nose, inhale for 2, 3, 4. Pause your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold out. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And then hold out for 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause out. 2, 3, 4. And then allow the breath to come back into your body, maintaining a little control over it. So making sure that you're breathing a full inhale, a full exhale. And then go ahead and draw your hands into a gesture at your heart. Bow your chin into your chest. Start to flutter your eyes open and just softly start to bring back in the room. From here, we'll set the intention to be here and to allow ourselves to settle. From here, find yourself into a comfortable stand. So standing with your feet underneath your hips, standing with your hands out to the side. Ground those feet down. Really press your feet into the earth. So feel the balls of the feet, the heels, the sides of the feet, everything pressing down. And then from the earth, grow yourself tall. So find your tall spine, find your shoulders away from your ears. And then on your next inhale, rise your arms tall from your feet. Exhale, send your heart for your thighs, bend in your knees, let your head go. Inhale, lift from your heart, flat back. Heart reaches forward, shoulders reach back. Exhale, fold yourself in half. Inhale, press into your feet, rise yourself up, arms come tall. And then exhale, draw your hands to your heart. 2 more times. Inhale, rise your arms. Exhale, fold yourself in half. Keep maintaining your feet on the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, heart folds towards the thighs, head releases. Inhale, grow yourself up, arms reach tall to the sky, find space between your feet and your hands. And then exhale, draw your hands to your heart. One more time. Inhale, rise yourself tall. Exhale, fold yourself in half. Inhale, heart lifts, flat back. Exhale, heart folds in. Inhale, rise your arms tall. Find length from your feet to your fingertips. Exhale, draw your hands into your heart. Moving along, inhale, rise your arms tall. Exhale, fold yourself in half. This time, inhale, halfway lift, and then find your hands down into the earth. Step your feet back, finding yourself into a plank. So remember, plank can be knees down if you need support. If the knees are up, heels are reaching back. Belly's scooping in either way, knuckles are pressing down either way, and then see if you can really feel your hands supporting you. Feel maybe your knees supporting you, the balls of your feet supporting you. Find your breath, allow the breath to be a support. And then exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. So finding yourself with as much bend in the knees as the backs of the legs are asking of you. If you have tight shoulders, you might take your hands out to the side a little bit just to give your shoulders more room. Think about your armpits hugging in, the knuckles pressing down, the heart reaching for the thighs, the heels reaching for the earth. Press the weight forward into your knuckles. And then we're going to move from plank to down dog a few times. You can always take the knees down if you need rest. On your inhale, roll forward. Wrists are stacked underneath shoulders. And then exhale, hips come up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll yourself forward, press into your knuckles. Lift up out of it. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Inhale, roll forward to plank, shoulders stack over wrists. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last one. Inhale, roll forward, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's step our right foot for the hand, right hand. Back foot spins flat, 45-degree angle. Right knee is stacked over your right ankle. So in yoga, we're always stacking bones. That helps to support us, just like we were like stacking a Jenga. All right, knee stacks underneath ankle, press into the outer edge of your back foot, and then stack your bones here. So shoulders are over your hips. The wrists are over the shoulders. Shoulders rolling away from your ears. And then find yourself in your breath. Steady your gaze on one point. If you need more space, more stability, maybe take your right foot out to the right. That gives you more of a foundation. Feel your feet underneath you and then grow your heart up from your feet. On your next exhale, hands come down to frame right foot. Right foot steps back, downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, left foot steps for left hand. Back foot spins flat, 45-degree angle. Left knee underneath your left ankle. So stack those bones, press into the outer edge of your back foot. And then as you come up, ground down into your stability, your foundation, your feet. Maybe you take the left foot out to the left. Send your shoulders away, send your left hip back, sink into your left thigh. Stack your wrists over your shoulders, over your hips, steady your gaze. Fill the shape with the support of your breath. And then as you exhale, hands come down to earth, downward facing dog. From here, we'll come in again. So right foot steps for right hand, back foot spins flat, stack your knee over your ankle, press yourself up, warrior one. And then from here, we're gonna find an interlace of our hands behind the spine. And then maybe send your interlace back, puff up your chest, keep sinking down into your foundation. So if that's too much on your shoulders, you can also take opposite forearm, send your shoulders away from your ears. How's your breath? Ground down into your feet. And then as you exhale, hands come down to the earth. Right foot steps back, downward facing dog. Left foot reaches for the left hand, back foot spins flat. Left knee underneath left ankle, press yourself up, warrior one on the left. Settle into the pose, feel your foundation, your feet. And then find your interlace behind your spine or opposite elbows. See if you can put the awkward thumb on top. And then lift your heart, send your interlace back for your right heel. Steady your gaze, maybe look up slightly. On your exhale, tap your hands down to the earth, downward facing dog. Let's find a child's pose. So knees come wide, big toes come together, sink your hips for your heels, and then settle your forehead either on the earth or stacked fists. So forehead resting on something. Feel whatever is touching earth, touch earth here. So shins, tops of feet, forearms, forehead. Notice if you're holding anything up and see if by noticing you can soften something down. Regain your breath. So you be in control of the way that you are choosing to breathe. You are more than welcome to stay here and rest if the breath is still a little irregular, or coming back through downward facing dog. This time we're going to step the right foot for the right hand and we'll stay up on the ball of the back foot. So again, right knee stacked over right ankle. We're up on the ball of the back foot. Let's build this pose really slow. So first we're going to take the arms to the sides like they're airplane wings. Reach your head away from the base of your tailbone. So nice long spine. Feel your feet underneath you. Press especially into the mound below your right toe. And then as you inhale, rise yourself up, crescent lunge. You can tap your left knee down. If you have any low back stuff, you might bend in your back leg a little bit. Settle your shoulders away from your ears. If you feel wobbly, keep grounding down into your feet. Maybe even walk the right foot over to the right to have a little bit more stability. And then take your hands down inside your right foot. Right knee comes down. We're going to add a twist here. So left hand is down. Right arm reaches up. So if you're feeling really strong today, you could lift your left knee up. But see if you can come maybe into a little bit more of a subtle pose to feel more parts of you touching and grounding to the earth. So maybe you look up. Settle your breath. Let yourself touch whatever is touching down to support you. Right hand comes down inside the right foot. Release the top of your back foot. Maybe send your left knee back a little bit, and then we'll breathe and open into the upper left hip. So hands are stacked underneath the shoulders. You can also come down to forearms if you have that mobility and you can still breathe fluidly. For me, it feels good just to stay up on my hands. That's enough. And then again here, see what's touching earth. So hands, forearms, feet, knee. And through that stability, see if you can release something. So releasing in the shoulders, releasing in the hip. Full breaths in and out of your nose. Right hand comes outside the right foot, back toes tuck, and then find your way back to your downward facing dog. So settle here, feel your hands touching down, feel your feet touching down. Feel the breath moving through. And then step your left foot for your left hand. Stay up on the ball of your back foot. So we'll set it up slowly like we did the other side. So we're on the ball of the back foot, arms come to the side like wings. Heart is reaching forward, top of head is reaching away from your tailbone. And then especially pressing down into your feet, rise yourself up, crescent lunge. Remember you can tap right knee down, whoops. You can put a bend in your knee if your low back doesn't like this. Steady your gaze. Settle your shoulders away from your ears. Press down into your feet. Sink your hips. And then exhale, both hands come down inside your right foot. Stay on the ball of your back foot. Remember, you can tap your knee down. I recommend that. Or you can leave it up. We'll come into our twist. So left hand rises tall. Right hand is resting down on the earth. If you're up, you could also stack something underneath your right hand. So you could put a book underneath your hand. You could put a pillow underneath your hand. Anything that would help bring the earth closer to you. From here, let's take the left hand inside the left foot. Top of the back foot releases. Come back so that you're not right on your kneecap. The wrists are stacked underneath the shoulders, and then just see what this feels like. So for me, this is plenty of stretch. If you need more, you can come down to your elbows. And then once you arrive in your pose, see if you can really let yourself sink into the earth, whatever is touching down. So hands are sinking down, the back knee, maybe forearms, feet. Let your head be heavy if you're holding the head up. See if you can let the body settle here, let the breath fill in. And then the left hand comes outside the left foot, right toes tuck. Left foot comes back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Press into your hands, send your heart back for your thighs. Feel your feet, your hands on the earth. From here, let's walk our hands back for our feet and just find ourselves into a forward fold. So feet are hips distance. We can put as much bend in the knees as we need. The fingertips can dangle or touch earth or grabbing opposite elbows. Let your head go. Really allow your feet to support you in this shape. Really glue your feet into earth. And from that stability, nice and slow, start to grow your spine up so that you're standing tall on your mat or on the earth. Hands come out to the sides. Stand tall in your mountain pose, shoulders coming away from your ears. Maybe close your eyes. We'll do one more standing balance. So feet and heels come together. Sink your hips back for chair pose. So arms come up over at a diagonal from your shoulders. Hips are sinking down like you were going to sit on a little tiny chair. If you can't see your toes, send your hips farther back. And then really ground down into your heels. So the toes can be light here, but the heels are our foundation. Draw your hands into your heart. Right elbow crosses up and over left thigh. Press your hands into your prayer. Send your heart for your prayer. Think about stacking your elbows, stacking your shoulders. Keep grounding down into your heels. Keep finding length from your tailbone to the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, forward fold, let your head go. Maybe shake it yes and no. One more side. Inhale, find your chair pose first. Settle into your heels. Draw your hands into your heart. Left elbow crosses up and over the right thigh. Press your prayer together. Send your heart for your prayer. Think about stacking your elbows, your shoulders, steady gaze. Really ground into those heels and ground down into your breath. On your exhale, forward fold, let your head go, take your feet hips distance, as much bend in your knees as you need, ground all parts of your feet down. And then we'll find our interlace or grabbing opposite forearm, and then maybe adding the shoulder stretch. So taking the arms up and overhead, keep grounding down into your feet. Gently, without slingshotting, releasing your hands. And then take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Take your toes to face out. And then we'll find our way into Malasana. So garland pose, yogi squat. Toes are out from the knees. And if this is really not feeling okay in your body, let me offer some suggestions because we're going to be here a little bit. You could put something underneath your heels if the heels are way up. So we want the heels to settle down. So you could put a towel, a blanket underneath your heels. If you have a mat, you could double up your yoga mat or triple up your yoga mat. You could also come to sit on something. So you could rest your seat on a big book, a couch pillow. If this is just not right for your body, you can come to sit on your bottom or come to sit in a chair. We're gonna add some stuff, so we'll be here for a little bit. So make sure you can be here and rest and ground down. So if you're in your Malasana, hands come in a gesture of prayer. The elbows are inside the knees. If you're sitting in a chair, you can just rest your hands into your lap. We're going to come in for some humming. And humming is a really beautiful way to stimulate our vagus nerve. So I was talking about that at the beginning. It really helps us to settle our nervous system. This is why singing is so effective with infants, why mothers rock and hum babies, daddies rock and hum for babies. Sorry, that was hard to say. And this is why music is really powerful. So we're just going to take some hums together. So what it's going to be, I'm going to call out an inhale for like 4 inhale counts. And then we're going to close our mouths and hum it out. We'll take a little break. And then we'll inhale and hum it out. So maybe close your eyes. If you're uncomfortable in your Malasana, you can come to sit on your bum. Let your exhale fall out. Through your nose, inhale for 2, 3, 4, and then hum. Let the breath fall out. And then inhale for 2, 3, 4. We hum. Let the breath fall out. Couple more times. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. We hum. Release. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Together we hum. Hold out. And then just bring back the breath into the body. If you're not already seated on your bottom, go ahead and come to sit on your bottom. Soles of the feet come together, knees come wide. Find your hands somewhere maybe on your legs. If this is really tight on the inner thighs, you can rest the hands back behind your hips. If the inner thighs have a little more space and stretch to explore, start to fold your heart for your toes. And then wherever you are, bow your chin into your chest to release your neck. Settle your shoulders away from your ears. Settle your jaw away from its hinge. And just come into your breath here. Feel whatever is touching earth, so the sides of your feet, your bum. And see about settling the breath to find some opening. So I just want to talk for a minute about that humming exercise. I know it can be a little, it's not even that weird to me, but it's just not something that we do very often. It can make us feel a little silly. But even kind of singing along to the radio, to a song that you like, maybe if you're in church or something, singing in your church, singing in a chorus of some kind, even playing instruments can be so soothing to our nervous system. So it can be fun. It doesn't have to be like a mindfulness thing, like another thing we have to do. We could just put on a song and hum to it, settle ourselves when we're washing dishes or whatever. On your next inhale, if you're folded, rise your heart up, send your feet away from you a bit so you have a wider diamond shape or square in your legs. Hands come somewhere on your legs. Maybe you stay upright, or maybe you start to fold your heart for your toes again. So this gets into the outer thighs. Wherever you are, see if you're holding yourself up and see if you can allow yourself to settle down. Really connect with your breath, especially the exhale. From here, lift your heart, extend both legs long. So we're going to come into a big hamstring, back of the leg stretch. If your hamstrings are tight, like I would say 99% of us humans, you could always come to sit on a blanket just to give yourself more space. So we want to find space in yoga. We don't want to kind of constrict. So maybe coming to sit up on something, rise your arms tall, And then send your heart for your toes. You can bend your knees as much as you need. And then bow your chin into your chest, settling into the backs of the legs. And let's ground down into whatever's touching here. So heels touching down, seat touching down. Allow that grounding to help you release forward, to settle the shoulders away from your ears. Maybe close your eyes, breathe some really slow, full breaths into the backs of the legs. Notice if you're holding, maybe through noticing you soften. From here, inhale, rise yourself up. Bend your knees, place the soles of your feet where your knees just were. Arms come out to the side, really ground down into your seat and your feet. And then with control, scooping your belly into your spine, lay yourself down on your back. When you are on your back, soles of the feet underneath your knees. Let your low back ground down here. Place your hands wherever they feel most comfortable. And then if you feel most comfortable here, stay here. If you want to come into a traditional resting shavasana, the legs would extend out, the hands would come down down to the sides outside the hips, and the shoulders come away from your ears. So find a comfortable position on your back. I'm going to talk us through some breath work, and then we'll do one more mindfulness exercise to settle our nervous systems. So from here, we're going to anchor the breath in the belly. So imagine that your belly was doing all the breathing in, all the releasing out. Maybe even place your hands on your stomach if it helps to remind you. We'll take 3 breaths together like this. It might be nice to close your eyes. Let your exhale come out. And then through your nose, breathe into your belly for 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold out. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold out. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold out. 2, 3, 4. And then allow the breath to come back in. If the eyes aren't closed, I really invite you to close your eyes so we can go in for our body scan. And I'm just going to start us at the top of our head. We're going to travel down all the way to the feet. And as I call out the body parts, I want you just to notice if you're holding tension in that area. And then if it's possible to release by awareness, like if you're like holding your shoulders up by your ears and you're like, oh, I'm holding shoulder tension, you can send your shoulders away from the ears. But the tension might remain. So we're just going to scan the body for tension. If we can release it, we will. If it wants to stay, we'll address it in a moment here. So just starting with the top of your head. Start to travel down to your forehead, your eyes, your nose and cheeks, traveling down your mouth, your jaw, your tongue, throat and back of neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, wrists and hands, shoulders, chest, back, belly, hips, thighs, knees, calves and shins, ankles, tops of feet, soles of feet, and toes. And then if you notice that there's an area or areas of the body that are still holding in any way, choose one of those areas and let's just take a few soft breaths into that area. So just approaching it with compassion. Maybe something releases, maybe not, but just acknowledging that there's tension there. Let's take a couple breaths into wherever is still tight or tense. And then go ahead and let that go. Let the body melt down. Feel the back body releasing down into the earth. And then we'll slip off into a minute of final rest, Shavasana. So just giving yourself this minute to really let yourself receive the benefits of your practice. Just starting to bring back conscious breath, letting it fill in the shape of your body, finding some small wiggles of your fingers and your toes, any stretching that would feel nice, just anything that would bring you back into the experience of your body. Rolling over to one side and pressing yourself back up to a comfortable seat, drawing your hands in a gesture at your heart, bowing your chin into your chest to release the back of the neck. Feeling your seat touching earth, feeling your shoulders away from your ears, feeling the benefits of your practice and our time together here today. We'll finish practice by one Om. So Om is also sort of a form of humming. And yogis believe that Om is the sound of the universe, of everything in one. So go ahead, let your breath come out. Big inhale through your nose. Take a big inhale. Take a big exhale. The light in me acknowledges the light in all of you. Thank you so much for practice today, yogis. I hope that you're well.